Hi, welcome to another episode of the Rock and Roll Painter. Today we got a fun little Christmas painting. Let me show you what we got. First thing we got, I took my favorite popcorn bowl on a piece of contact paper, kind of traced around, drew it. Everybody's got one of those favorite popcorn bowls. Anyway, I created that moon shape and I put it up here and I created a couple pencil marks just so I'd know where this would go and know to get the Santa's reindeer inside that circle. Then, just with some clip art off Google, just got Santa and his reindeer. But I gotta warn you, while you're writing your letters to Santa, ask him what you want for that year. Make sure you ask for express written consent to use his image. You don't want to get any legal trouble with the North Pole Legal Society. Okay, anyway, then with some contact paper, I put that up there and I transfer that image on here, and with just a fine little liner brush, just a little liner brush, a fine little liner brush like so, very carefully. Do a close up on this. Very carefully, kind of paint that image in. Get the reins. You could even do the reins with a fine point felt tip marker if you want. But you get that image on there, and then you let that dry. Now I'll show you what the next step. Go back to here. Well, let me make sure we run the colors across here while I'm changing these canvases out, so you know what we got going on. Anyway, okay, we got got our canvas back in here. Like I say, after I painted that Santa's reindeer on there, then I pulled the contact paper off and I put that moon on there to cover Santa up. So we can do all that painting and pull off, and Santa will look real good. Then, after I put the moon on there, I take another little piece of contact paper and I cut out a little cabin shape. Show you how I do cabins. Some of you are familiar. It's just an easier way to do it, especially in class, to make sure people get their perspective and all that correct. So anyway, just peel that off, stick that little cabin on there, and cover it with a coat of, did I say cover coat with a black gesso? Put the cabin on there. Then I got a coat of a clear glazing medium. Then I have a thin coat of some Prussian blue. Hopefully we got that all covered on what we're going to do today. Okay. So first of all, we're just going to take a little 1-inch brush, go into some titanium white. We're going to establish where that horizon is. We're going to light that horizon up, bring this painting to life here. All right, we're just going to start down here at the horizon. You got to be real careful around your moon. You don't want to do anything to knock that contact paper off. We're just going to light that horizon up. A couple reasons we light that horizon up. Really, when you look out the sky at night, you'll see a little light around the horizon. But also that allows for that row of trees we're going to put there to show up. You have that contrast will allow the trees to show up. Let's go with a little more light. A little more light here. Take it all the way to the top. We want to keep it dark up here. You want to keep it dark. Let's go this view. You want to keep it dark up here. You want to keep it dark. This is the nighttime sky. We'll let that horizon kind of fade off into the darkness up there. Fade off to the darkness. We just want enough light down there to show where our trees are going to be. Let's get over here, just fade that light on up here, just enough so we know where trees are going to be. Like I said, we want to keep it nice and dark up here, nice and dark. But also, I want to do a little glow around that moon. So I'm going to go back with just a little bit more white, a little bit more white. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a haze. A little bit of a haze going around that moon. So a nice, bright, sunshiny moon. Sunshiny, haha. Get my days and night mixed up. Nice bright moon. Anyway, get a little glow coming off that moon. That's all we need to do with that. Now I'm going to put some stars in that night sky. So a little small little fan brush. I'm going to go with a little bit, just a touch of thinner, a touch of my white base coat medium, and a touch of titanium white. Get a thin mixture on the end of your brush here. Now, holding that brush, I'm just going to pull back and flip a little of these. Let me put this on this other screen, see if you can see it. Pull back a little of these just to put some stars under that sky. Just a few stars. very gently, just kind of pull back on that. Let a few stars light up that nighttime sky. This is a nighttime sky. That simple. We got our stars, we got our sky, we got it going on. All right, put that brush back. Now I'm going to pull that moon off of there. We're going to start painting. Let's pull that moon off there. Put your knife in there, pull that moon off. Pull that moon off there. One thing I want to say, when you look up at the moon at night, you see the craters. It's actually called Maria, which is a Latin word meaning moon seas. The sailors saw all that and thought it was moon seas. Sometimes in a bright blue sky, you don't see that, and I'm deciding to leave that out because I think it takes away from Santa and the reindeer. If you want to put that in there, go ahead. It's your world. It's your moon. It's your moon. You go for it. But anyway, I'm going to take a little brush. I'm going to put a little bit of my clear glazing medium onto this moon, just because this is an oil painting. You're going to have a sheen on here that you're not going to have on this part right here. So by putting my clear glazing medium on here, we'll have the same sheen all the way around. Get that all the way up to the edge. All the way up to the edge. You don't get too thick where it'll run. Get all up in the edge. Just like so. There we got nice sheen onto the moon. All right, let's start bringing this painting to life. One thing we want, let's have a big row of evergreen trees, at nighttime evergreen trees. So I'm going to go with some Prussian blue, a fan brush, some Prussian blue, some black, some Prussian blue, some black. Let's say we have a tree. Put some trees right in front of this moon. We'll really push that moon back. Let's see if we got a nice big evergreen tree right there. And with that corner of the brush, I know a lot of you know how to make an evergreen. Just kind of start touching with the corner of your brush. As you come down, get more branches, get more involved, get some bigger trees, some bigger branches. Bring it down to about so. Get some more of your color, some more of the blue, some more of the black. Let's try this view, see what that looks like. Let's get another tree over here, not as tall. Once again, with that corner of the brush, start getting some branches on that tree. Let that tree come on down here, get some more color. Let's have another one over here, a little smaller. You never want these all the same size. This one a little smaller, get another tree going right here. Corner of that brush, we'll just start putting some branches in. As you come down, you get more and more branches. Just like a Christmas tree. Get some more of that color. Let's say we got another one over here, about that high. Once again, with that corner of that brush, we have a whole forest of evergreen trees here in a moment. Let's get another smaller one over here. Kind of fill that corner up. Let's say we got another one here. Let's get to that one a little bit bigger. But you gotta watch, those two are the same size, so I'm gonna make that guy a little bit bigger without getting into Santa there. All right, in the back over here, these trees are farther away, so I'm just gonna tap down. Just gonna tap down with my brush, just to kind of give the illusion, because we don't want this to be our focal point over here. We want these trees are far away, so you see less detail in these trees. You don't want a whole lot of them behind this cabin, because we're gonna have some smoke coming off that cabin. You don't want to not be able to put that smoke in there. We have them come down, have a couple of them trees back up in there, a couple of them trees far away between those trees, some far away evergreens. Look at that, we got a nice row of trees. Okay, with a liner brush, a little bit thinner, a little bit of my black, I'm gonna create just the illusion of some dormant trees back in here. You just see some dead trees in the winter, not really dead, they're just dormant. Get a couple, just the illusion of some trees, just some tree branches coming up there. Just a few of those just to give the illusion. Back there it's kind of quiet, you won't see it. Okay, let's see what we got. We're gonna bring a little bit of highlight to them trees. With a smaller fan brush, a little bit of my white base coat, a little bit of titanium white, and a little bit of phthalo blue. These trees are out. The light is on the other side, but you might see a little bit of the shadow snow on this side, a little bit of highlight. So with this small brush, a little bit of phthalo blue, a little bit of white, we'll put just a little bit of highlight on them trees, just so we can bring them trees out. So you can see them. A little bit of highlight there. A little bit of highlight on that guy. Let's see if we can get a little bit of highlight. A little bit. It's really snow on these trees. It's not really highlight. It's snow on these trees. These are snow-covered trees. Let's get one back over here. Kind of see a little on this guy. Maybe some on this guy. Just give a little bit of snow on the trees. Now all these trees back here are quiet. They're quiet, but you might, if you kind of tap and open that brush up, you might get a little bit of highlight. Little bit of highlight. You can see that moon's kind of shining over here a little bit. Little bit of highlight on those trees. That's all we want to do for those trees. Let's start putting some snow on that ground. Let's start establishing the lay of our land. Lay of our land. Some of that brush, that dirty brush that we had always putting the highlight in, or the skyline. Let's get a dirty white. Some of that blue, some of that white. Start putting some of that land in. We're going to highlight some of the snow. We just want to get some of the snow into the ground. Get some behind that cabin. Be careful you don't knock your cabin off. Pull a little bit of that snow down, create some shadow, kind of set that lay of that land there. See, with the blue and the white mixing, you get some nice shadows in that snow. We're going to have a little bit of highlight, but right now we just want to get some of that snow. Just show where the land is. Pull some of that shadows down from them trees, some of them long shadows from that moonlight. Some nice long shadows. And like I say, we'll just get a little more color. A little more color just to set all this down in the ground. Get some more of this color, some more blue, some more white. Fill this all the way up over here. Fill this canvas all the way up. And the different values, the lights, the darks, you know, you don't have to worry about covering the whole canvas. Some of that dark canvas showing through just helps give some shadow. Get some shadow. We're okay with that. We're okay with that. Now I'm gonna come with some bright white. Has some highlight on the snow. With that moonlight shining back over through here. Have some highlight in that snow, a little bit of highlight. A little bit of highlight, a little bit of light coming off that snow. Pull some of that dark color down again. Now we want to take that cabin off there. Let's see what we can do with that cabin. Once we get with a knife, we pull that cabin off. And for those of you who've seen my classes, seen my show before, I like to have the cutout of that cabin. I like to have a cutout of that cabin. It helps keep the shape and perspective. Students really struggle. It really makes for a long class trying to do all that with a knife. I know some of you do it that way, that's fine, but for my classes, this is the way I like to do it. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna give a little bit of my clear glazing medium. Once again, just so this, so we can move some paint around this cabin. Just wanna get a little bit on here, so we move some paint around. We're gonna have snow on this side, snow over there. Okay, with that same little small liner brush, I'm gonna establish some boards in that cabin. Now this side of the cabin, we're gonna have a little bit of light, so I want these boards to be a little brighter than these boards in the back. So I'm gonna start with the back ones, a little darker, with some black, just a touch of blue, a little bit of white, get kind of a bluish gray kind of color. We'll see what kind of value you got when we get up here. I want a nice bluish gray kind of color. There, you see these boards are out of the dark. Just kind of pull straight down. Those boards are straight. Pull straight down there. Now on the front here, I'm gonna go a little bit wider, just to add a little white to it. Just add a little white to it. Let's get a different view there. Add a little bit of white to it, just get a lighter value of the same color. Start pulling down some boards. Pulling down those boards. It's an old cabin, been out here a long time. These boards are rickety, a little crooked. Pull down some boards there. And what I like to see, if you see where that light and the dark come together, it really helps form that corner, really gives some shade to the building. Now what I like to do, if I wipe that brush off, go in just a little bit of black, just straight black. We can pull down, there's a door here in the front. We got a door, we got a window here, and a window here. There we go. Now we'll take a big old knife, big old painting knife, with a little bluish kind of snow, blue and white, because this side of the cabin is going to be in shadow. It's not going to be in the bright snow. But I like to establish where that roof line is, so I just kind of touch there, kind of touch here, kind of touch down at the bottom, and I just pull some of that snow down. If it breaks, then, you know, this is an old cabin. If it breaks in and some of the snow is melting through, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just kind of fill that side up. Here, we got some snow on that side of the cabin. Now on this side, it's a little brighter. This side is in the moonlight. So with just straight white on this side, let's put a little snow on that side of the cabin. Put a little snow on that side of the cabin. That quick, we got a nice cabin. We like how that cabin come together. Come together kind of quite nice. All right, we need to put a chimney on that cabin. Somebody's home, got a fire going this cold winter night. Let's put us a little chimney right here. A little chimney right there. Now we want a little smoke coming out of the chimney. And the way we do some smoke, we get a small little liner brush. We're going to go just into some straight white, straight titanium white. Just some straight titanium white. I'm just going to touch, just kind of loosely, just kind of get some color up there. So that smoke kind of just fades off, dissipates into nothing. Now I just want to get some color up there. Now I'll take a little mop brush, just kind of lightly set that color into the sky, kind of turn it into the feel and the illusion of some smoke. Just kind of lightly brush into that. Like I say, that smoke kind of dissipates off into the sky. There, that quick, that easy. Got believable smoke in that cabin. Somebody's home in that cabin getting ready for Christmas. I said this painting, I took a picture of it and put it on my Christmas card. You know, took it to the local printer, made Christmas cards out of it. Great Christmas card. You can do the same. What are we missing here now? We're missing a fence. We got an old farm fence out here somewhere. We're gonna go back to our little liner brush, clean it up, had that white color on it. Get just a little bit of black. Just a little bit of black. Let's go back to this view, see what we can see. Just a little bit of black. This fence starts back here, just little fence posts. It comes out, they get taller. They get taller and farther apart. That helps create some perspective, some distance. That one goes all the way off the canvas. All right, go back, get some more of that black color. Put some rails onto this fence. Make this post a little wider since it's all the way closer. Put some rail on that fence, comes down here, all the way back, just kind of disappears back behind that cabin. Get some more of that color. Our bottom rail, all the way back there. Now with that long liner brush, I like to load that guy up with some my white base medium, some of my blue, some of this dirty white snow, this dirty white color, some of my white base coat. Let me clean that brush up. It's got some black in it from when I was doing those trees. Made for some real dirty snow. Anyway, with my white base coat medium, some titanium white and a little bit of blue. Because this be a little shadowy snow. You see this brush here? I'm just going to lay it on that fence post. So just lay it on that rail. Just kind of turn that brush. Some of that snow is falling over the edge of that, just all the way across. Once again, come back with some more of that blue color. It's a shadowy kind of snow. Put some snow, kind of turn some of that snow thicker in other areas. Let that snow go all the way back that way. Now with that knife again, that knife we had, just a little bit of my straight white, a little bit of clean white. I'm going to put just a little bit of some bright spots. That moonlight's kind of popping through. Get a little bit of snow to get a little bit of texture on those. Just a couple little bright spots where that moon's really shining through. A couple of those down through here. I want to get big globs of white. Once again, get a little bit of that white, just straight titanium white. Just give a little bit of snow in there. Now what we need to do is just pull out a little bit on those fence posts, kind of get a little shadow coming off those. If you're lucky, get a little shadow coming off those. Pull that way. Finish off that. Maybe get just a little more light down there. Oh yeah, that kind of lit that up below that moon. I think maybe we need one more little tree over here. So let's go back to my long liner brush. Go back to my long liner. Long liner into a little bit of thinner, into a little bit of black. let's say we got just, we need, let's not miss anything here. We need a little bit of a bluish black kind. We need some shadow behind this. Need some shadow behind this cabin. So just get some of that color in there. Get some of that color in there. And then with your big brush, just kind of pull it out a little bit. Just kind of soften and set that shadow down into the nighttime snow. Now we take that long brush we had. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself, but that's okay. Let's see how this looks from this view. With that long liner brush, let's get some color, some thin color. Say we got a dormant tree on this side of the cabin. Let that tree come up in front of that smoke, kind of pushes that smoke back. Get another little branch over here. Get a little thinner paint. The thin paint flows. Get a little thinner paint. Get some branches coming off there, just a few, just so you know it's a tree. Not a telephone pole or anything. Oh, got that branch coming off there. Kind of messed that branch up a little, so we'll just make a little bit wider tree at the bottom. No harm done there. No harm done there at all. Maybe there's some shadow coming out from that tree. Once again, we'll take a big brush, just kind of pull some of that color out, kind of give a little bit of a shadow. And maybe there's a little bit of white. Maybe you have a little bit of snow kind of sitting in some of the pockets of those trees. Just a little bit of snow right there. Maybe just a little bit of highlight on that side of the tree. And that's coming along just good. I think we got that. On Dasher, on Dancer. I forgot to tell you what the name of this painting was. On Dasher, on Dancer. On Comet and Cupid. Donner and Blitzen and all the boys. I don't know all their names. But anyway, let's go. My favorite part of the painting. Let's go back to this view. My favorite part of the painting. Signed by JDW. Load that brush up with some paint. Let's go right over here. Let's go to JDW. My favorite part of the painting. Completed another masterpiece. Okay, you know I like to see these paintings in frame. Let's see what we can do here. Let's clean our hands up a little bit first. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, and I don't know if Rudolph's out there somewhere. Anyway, let's take this off here. Go put it in a frame. I really like to see a finished painting into a frame. So we'll drop that down there. Put a couple of speed clips on here. Get a couple of clips. Clip that on. Let's see what we got here. There we go. On Dasher, on Dancer. Really like how that turned out. Okay, that concludes another episode of the Rock and Roll Painter. If you'd like to know more about this style of painting, or you'd like to know more about the Rock and Roll Painter, feel free to contact me at jdwayne@therockandrollpainter.com. Peace.